Imagine waking up tomorrow as the only human being left on earth. No neighbors, no friends, no billionaires, no celebrities, and no social media and things like that. And let me ask you a question there. Would you still feel ugly? Would you still feel poor? Would you still feel like a failure or handsome or beautiful? You see, that answer will change everything. The thing is that our suffering was never created by reality at all. It was created by our comparison. One of the strangest thing about being human is this actually. We can be perfectly content until another human being walks into the room. Nothing about our life has changed. Our body is the same, our home is the same, our bank account is the same, our talents are same, our memories are same and things like that. Yet suddenly everything feels different. We become either superior or inferior, successful or unsuccessful, beautiful or ugly, worthy or unworthy. It is as though another person's existence, silently rewrites the meaning of our own life. This fascinates me because comparison creates realities that never actually existed. The thing is that the mountain never compares itself with another mountain. An Indian river never says rivers in Europe are beautiful, let me travel there. It doesn't say things like that. And none of the things in nature actually compares. Only human beings possess this extraordinary ability to suffer over measurements that exist almost entirely inside the mind. You see, for me, this is not merely a social habit. It is one of the deepest structures of human existence. I often ask myself this question sometimes, if we were the only person alive on earth, let us say you were the only person alive on earth, would you still feel ugly? Would you still feel like poor? Would you still feel like a failure? Would you still feel that you have to visit ashrams, perform rituals, visit churches, temples, and follow the feet of different gurus? Would you still feel like that? Perhaps not. This means that many of our insecurities do not arise from reality itself. They arise because another human being exists. That alone should disturb us actually. Comparison is not born because life is lacking. Comparison is born because identity is relative. A ruler cannot measure itself. It requires another object beside it. Likewise, the human mind cannot measure itself without another life standing nearby. It searches constantly for reference points because it does not know what it is on its own. This is the truth. The mind does not understand itself directly. It understands itself only through contrast. This is why children compare grades, adults compare salaries and properties, artists compare audiences, parents compare children, nations compare powers and things like that, civilization compares history. Even the person who claims to reject comparison secretly compares how detached they are with everyone else. Comparison changes its clothing but never disappears. Why? Because identity itself is unstable. This explains something tragic also. The human being does not simply want to exist. The human being wants to know where existence places them. Are you seeing what I'm saying? How quickly every conversation becomes a hidden competition if you observe carefully. You see, someone buys a new house. Someone else immediately speaks about a bigger one. One person shares the good news and another person immediately shares something better than that. A colleague receives a recognition, let us say, suddenly another person begins working longer hours. Nobody takes things normally, they take life as a competition. Yet everyone somehow understands and acts as if they know the rules and regulations. This looks like an invisible staircase. Every person desperately looks sideways before deciding whether they are standing on higher grounds or not. The staircase itself does not exist, only the imagination exists. Yet the suffering is perfectly real. This reveals one of the greatest absurdity of human nature. People rarely experience reality directly. They experience their position inside reality. That difference changes everything. Imagine two people earning exactly the same amount, the same money. And let us say one lives among billionaires and the other lives among farmers. Objectively, their income is identical. Subjectively, one feels poor while the other feels wealthy. Nothing changed except the people surrounding them. Reality remains untouched. Only the comparison transformed experience. Right? So this is the terrifying thing. Much of what I or you call happiness is actually mathematics. The equation is not what do I have, the equation becomes what do I have compared with everyone else. The tragedy is that this equation never reaches completion because there is always another person, there is always another city, another career, another relationship, another body, another achievement, and another video games, another life. Comparison is an equation that continuously adds new numbers but never produces final answer. It tells us the satisfaction while making satisfaction mathematically impossible. For me and you, it looks like drinking seawater. The more we consume, the greater the thirst becomes. You see, modern life has transformed this ancient weakness into endless spectacle. Everybody functions like an enormous museum displaying carefully the edited victories. Have you noticed it? The mind was originally designed to compare itself with a small circle of familiar people. Now it compares with millions. In 1 hour, you and me can encounter athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, scholars, travelers, models, celebrities, and all the blah 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 stuff. Our ancestors compared themselves with perhaps 50 people and things like that, and now we are comparing ourselves with the entire planet before breakfast or lunch and dinner. Then we wonder why peace feels impossible. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is not merely unfortunate, it is psychological absurdity. It is like asking a single candle to compete against every star visible in the universe or compete against the sun. Of course, it feels inadequate. The competition itself is irrational actually. Yet our mind participates anyway in this absurd drama of spirituality, organizations, and things like that. Turn your mind within and see for yourself that you are the self-aware reality and not any of these things. You are the origin of all origins. It is from you that the ocean gets its water from. Yet, we all spend our life like pathetic creatures traveling to different parts of the world to seek liberation. That is like a wave traveling to different kinds of ocean to find ocean. You know, a lot of Westerners, especially foreign people, think that if they travel to India and meet some guru, they will become liberated. That's narrow-minded. That is like a wave saying, if I meet a wave in Indian Ocean, I will become water. That is how we are all fooling ourselves. Liberation is not somewhere else. Your very nature is liberation. You are already liberated. See this for yourself by turning your mind within. Give up the simply unnecessary pursuit of this world and unwanted things with spirituality, because you are already divine. From the beginning of your life, you have been the self-aware reality, but you do not wish to see that. You simply want to follow someone and get fooled. Turn your mind within. That's the only way. And this is the truth, because truth cannot be found by listening to me or meeting people like me. It can be found only when you turn your mind within. Ultimately, I will conclude my speech by saying that follow the message, not the messenger. I am doing all the social media just to make a living and for the joy of speaking alone. You are the self-aware reality, which is the substratum of all, whether you like it or not or believe it or not. Thank you.